is the UAAP Season 73 Volleyball.
Back here at the arena in San Juan, a 2-0 lead for the FEU Lady Tamaraws are trying to snatch a 2-game losing skid. They're at 3-8. NU, after going 4-4 at 500, has lost the last 4 games to get them at 4-8. So obviously, if FEU wins today, correct me if I'm wrong, and do they take over the number 5 spot? Yes, they do, right? Because NU is going to fall to 9 losses.
Yep, that's right.
Interesting. And we reiterate that point because, again, nasabi nga ni Coach Francis in his interview with Stephanie C, the target is number 5. Finish at number 5. At least to finish at number 5 this year.
Although, you know, if you look, watching the game this afternoon, looking at both teams, you can see the difference in terms of body language of FEU and National U. FEU just really playing happy volleyball. While for NU, you can really see the pressure is there. Even, and what's consistent is that, you know, set number 1, ganito rin yung stats na nakikita natin. And now it's FEU scoring 14 as compared to only 7 points of NU. Again, 50% of the attacks of FEU lang ang nakuha ng National U.
Parang yung kaninang stat na nakita natin, no? Parang first set.
Almost 50%.
The errors are tied, which obviously in favor of FEU because they are the better attacking team, at least in this game. Remember, first meeting was won by National University in the first round. Ilang sets ba yan?
It's 4 sets,
4 sets.
actually.
Set number 3, we have
But then again, you know, it's a different FEU team that we're looking at now. That first game, they lost in 4 sets, pero nangangapa pa itong mga rookies na to. But now, they've really gained confidence and just in the span of less than a month.
And it's a different NU team also that we're seeing. That loose, happy, free-flowing NU squad in that first round. It's now turned into a tight and parang pressured squad here in the second round, which has really contributed to their losses.
Oh!
That's not going to help.
Sullivan sending that straight into the net. Third set is very critical for them to win. Should they want to extend this game to a 5-set match.
1-1. Majori Rojas barely
It's an ace.
making it, but it turned into a service ace. Stephanie C. reporting from the beleaguered NU side.
To start off this third set, it's important for the girls to have that emotional toughness by being mentally and physically prepared. Speaking of that psychological aspect, Coach Francis reminded the Bulldogs to be confident. Like he said, masyado kasi kayong nako-conscious na kailangan perfecto ang galaw nyo, which is why he continues to remind the team to execute properly and simply enjoy the game. In addition to that, he wants them to use their heads to play smart and to make good decisions inside the court. In short, gusto lang ni Coach gamitin nila utak nila. As for reception, he expects the girls to move as well as to anticipate the ball. Not happy and very disappointed with how the game was turning out from those last 2 sets. Sabi ni Coach Francis sa kanila na huwag nga kayo matulog at gumising na, Buminan.
Also, the very clear point there is try to enjoy the game. Because that's what they did so well in the first round.
And that's what we've been mentioning over and over in this game. It's something that you don't see.
FEU naman ngayon. Enjoy na enjoy. Lamang ng 2 set, lamang ng 1 puntos. Dito sa ating pangatlong set. Thanks for watching us here at Studio 23. Andrew Mulya, Boom Gonzalez, Ricky Flores, Stephanie C, Direct Abet Ramos at the helm of this ABS-CBN Sports Live and exclusive coverage. And now a little swagger too from Vargas. Look at that look. Oh, yan na. Naglalabasan na.
Yan ang confidence na gusto makita ni Coach Ness. I mean, you know, these are young girls. Kailangan matutong maging agresibo.
Side.
Sends that one out, though.
Here's Mina Agano.
3 serving 4. Replays on Balls Channel 34 the next day, 10 a.m. for the first game, 12 noon for the second game.
Ay Nepomuceno.
Don't forget the Azgals versus Mongolia, February 9. Live on Studio 23, courtesy of ABS-CBN Sports. Our good friends Bob Guerrero and Mr. Henry Ataide, I believe, will be doing the broadcast from Bacolod. And we'll be covering that, of course. And I think there is a suggestion, maiba lang ako sandalian, doon sa mga manonood na live sa Pana, magsuot ng puti.
It's an illegal block for National
Lahat
U and a
nakaputi
back row player.
para sa Pilipinas.
Serving is
The game against Mongolia. But if you can't be there, of course, the next best thing is to watch on Studio 23. All right. Speaking of mga nakaputi, si Ricky Flores wearing white from
Service
the FEU
error.
side. Go ahead, Ricky.
You know what, Boom? It really is a joy to watch these Lady Tamaraws. And I'm not just talking about when they're on the floor. You know what? Every time out when the buzzer sounds, they jog to their proud ate Rachel Andakis. And she gives them high fives, she gives them hugs, quick massages, and she even fixes their hair during timeouts too. She did that earlier to Giselle C, who, by the way, has a total of 12 clips on her hair. Now, these girls are aiming for a straight set win, and Coach Ness just wants them not to get too excited and just target their attacks. Lastly, Boom, I finally know why Kat Magsumbol jumps so high. And you want to know why?
Go!
Kasi nung bata daw siya, ayaw niya matulog ng tanghali, kaya tumatalon daw siya sa labas ng bintana.
Kaya lang yung talon niya pababa. alam ko yung ganyang feeling eh. Hindi lang sa
story.
tanghali. Mas madalas pa nga yata sa gabi. Kaya lang pababa yung talon ko
So
dun.
tumaas ba yung talon mo, Boom?
Hindi. Baka kailangan talaga sa tanghali. Yan na nga siguro yun. But we've noticed that about Rachel.
Oh yeah, she fixes her teammates' hair.
6-all is our score here. Sante now serving for National U. Boy, I'm sure Rachel wants to play in this game with this kind of a team.
Nice.
Victory Rojas.
7-6. Rachel Andakis giving back to her school by helping out with the coaching staff. Coach Ness, I'm sure napaka-close na niya sa kanya si Coach Ness sa dami ng taon na linaro ni Rachel kay Coach Ness.
That is short.
Just like Charo Soriano,
Also, yes,
giving
who
back
also
to her
helps
school.
out.
The Ateneo Lady Eagles. 8-6, FEU ahead. Back in a moment. Six is our score here. Miscommunication between Soliven and Ganon. Oh, sorry, Sagun. Miscue giving FEU a point. 8-6.
Back to the game to serve Dana Henson.
Henson now. Nepomuceno. Taken easily by Murada. Vargas. And a just won by Aganon over Ross.
Sagon.
And you now just
Served
managing
by
to keep it
Nepomuceno.
close. Making sure that FEU won't pull away.
Oh, that's a good serve.
It's an ace.
Hard to judge. It was moving. May mga serve na ganyan, no? And pag naglalaro ka, nakikita mo yung bola papunta sa'yo.
Parang
Tapos,
abot mo, parang hindi outside.
tapos medyo gumagalaw ng konti.
Exactly what happened to Kathleen Magsumbol.
Especially with these balls. The very flat serve. No spin at all. Oh. Play still alive, though. Look at the reaction of the fans here. Very animated at the arena.
Oh, Giselle C with another drop.
Three.
Minding you tomorrow, Adamson and UST, the top 4 teams seeing action. Adamson and UST, of course, UST is not yet sure of anything.
Very
Adamson,
exciting day tomorrow.
They're going to try to catch up. Ateneo also. Ateneo on a 7-game winning streak 21 straight sets since they were down 1-4 in the first round. They have put up 7 straight wins and 21 straight sets. They have not dropped
Very
a set. Impressive.
And I guess, well then, if
Impressive.
that's the case, I guess, you know, being down in the first part of the season really did them well because it woke the team up, and now they're always on, you know, on their toes, making sure that, well, actually, puro 3-set win yun.
The big thing here, as we just talk about that that game tomorrow, the big turnaround for them was the UE match, obviously, which they lost. And talagang nagising sila, obviously. And you know, it's ironic though. That's the match that might kill them also, because if they don't reach the twice to beat advantage, that might be the key match that has pulled them back. Kasi right now, if they won that, and no disrespect to UE, but we're just talking about, you know, team standings, obviously here. If they won that, they would only have 3 losses now, and they were being, and with UST losing, they would have been in the thick of things. Hindi pa tapos, pero pag hindi nila naabot yun ang masakit. Minsan may ganyan, ano, sa isang season, may isang game that will tell how your season will go. But if you want to talk about hot teams, technically, the hottest team is still LaSalle, because on the court, they have not been beaten. Off the court, they lost the game as they forfeited the game against, or 2UE rather.
Great
but
blocking
technically,
for the Lady Tamaraws.
wala pa nakatalo sa kanila. So it's a matchup actually of 2 not only rivals, school rivals, but 2 hottest teams in terms of streaks. That's an interesting game tomorrow. So we'll see you here at the arena in San Juan. 2 in the afternoon for the first game, and 4 for the second game, or thereabouts.
I'm sure a lot of people will
Second to serve.
be watching tomorrow.
Yeah, and we'd love to see you live, and it's just very different seeing the game live. And you keeping a 2-point lead here over the Lady Tamaraws. Can they sustain it? They have had problems sustaining leads. Oh, that's a terrible, terrible second ball.
Point for FEU.
Magsumbol wins that last round.
That's tough to salvage.
2 hands against 1.
Strong, stocky girl going up against you too. It's a better reception that led to Sante there. Still not the solid hit that Coach Francis wanted, but good enough for a point.
Mina Aganon.
13 serving 11. Carmina Aganon. C scrambling. Great block.
We see better blocking now from the Lady Bulldogs. That was Sante.
Timeout FEU Lady
Real F.
Tamaraws.
Sante responsible for the last 2 points for NU for 3-point lead here.
Sabi sa inyo, pag umatake may coverage, huwag natin asahan kagad mapapatay yung ano. Anticipate natin, mabablock ko coverage, babalik ang bola. Ha? So, ang dami natin naging service error. Tingnan nyo yan, 14-11. So, kapit muna tayo. Pag-serve natin, ingatan muna. Ha? Wala yung usap sa loob. Mag-usap-usap sa loob.
Tara, isa lang. Pwede natin to.
Coach Nes Pamilar coaching the FEU team, which we said had 29 championships. Just to put things in perspective, in the last decade, in the 2000s, they had 4 in that decade. And in the 90s, they had 5.
At the reception of the game.
Very
serve,
impressive
Mina
record
Aganon.
that FEU holds.
In the 80s, they also had 4. So, you know, that's a great percentage of winning every decade. Almost at 50%, 40 to 50%
On Kai Nepomuceno
in terms of
and a point
winning
for FEU.
championships.